This your boy LePrass57 on YouTube. Here to bring y'all some HQ. We up at the Berlin Wall. This was a great match, so I had to show y'all. Got the knife right there, first blood. This was a great match. I had to show y'all. Had to bring it to y'all live. But I'm gonna let y'all enjoy the gameplay while I talk about. My brother-in-law hit me with something. The NFL, some of the NFL players are seeking high risk, high interest loans because I guess, because of the lockout. Well, ain't no guess. It's because of the lockout. So I read the little column or whatever about the players that's getting the. Of course, they didn't give any particular player name or whatever, but the column says that players from the Dolphins, the Saints, the 49ers, the Panthers, the Chargers, the Bears, and the Vikings are getting these high-risk loans. And that an advisor said that at least 10% of the 1,800 players in the league are getting this. So let's do the math. 10% of 1,800 is 180 people. So at least 180 players are getting these loans. So that got me to thinking. Man, so I looked up, what is the minimum for an NFL player in the league? A rookie. Just coming in the game. You ain't no superstar. You ain't no first round draft pick. I want to know the minimum amount of money that a player can make in the NFL. In the league, you know what I'm saying? So, in that, you see right there in that box right there, I put it up there. And this was 07. This not even 09, 2010s shit, you know what I'm saying? This is 07. So, of course, it's probably a little more, if not, maybe a couple thousand more, maybe. And that just got me to thinking, like, what are these guys doing with their money? What are these guys doing with their money? That shit is ridiculous. $200 and something thousand. Listen to this right here. First of all, it makes me wish I was a loan shark. I wish I was a loan shark, because if your boy right here would be, getting these dudes too, because they're paying it. It said, according to the financial source, these interest rates range from 18% to 24%. Upon default, meaning that, you don't pay the loan back, or you're not paying in a timely fashion or whatever, or you miss a payment, they can rise to as high as 36%. That's bananas. That is bananas right there. Like, that shit is like highway robbery. So Jay Feely, he commented on the interest rates, and he was saying that, the players should go to their banks, or they should go to other sources, because the interest rates could be from like 3% to 10%. But the guys that are doing that are lending these guys this money, they know that the players are in like disarray, like they need help, or not that they need help, but they're acting like they're starving because the way they live, like, mansions and Bentleys and lobster egg night and filet mignon. They forgot what it was like to go to, I don't know where y'all live. I live in North New Jersey. But they forgot what it's like to go to Western Beef or Seatown and go get that little T-bone steak. You know what I'm saying? They forgot how to live like that. You know what I'm saying? But that shit is just bananas to me. First of all, alright, if you never did anything, you know what I'm saying, it's tough for you to know something. So, of course, it could be some players that's not bright enough. But now I don't want to say they're not bright enough, because they should be. They making a ton of money. They should be bright enough to, you know what I mean. At least, if you don't know something, ask a question. Ask questions. So they should be bright enough to be like, yo, what's the going interest rate, you know what I'm saying, for a loan or whatever. But, they might not be smart enough, because if you never did something, you're kind of blind to it. But if you go into something blind, phone ringing, if you go into something blind, you know what I'm saying, you could end up reneging like in spades. It's like spades. You go into something blind, you can end up reneging. You know what I'm saying? Go up in something blind, you be like Stevie Wonder, you crash until you crash. You know what I'm saying? Stevie Wonder didn't crash, Stevie Wonder's alright. It was just a little joke. But I'm just saying, like, if you never did anything, you know what I'm saying, The first time is tough. But be that as it may, if you're trying to get a loan, you should at least do a little bit of research, yo. Listen to this. There are some gray areas who aren't agents, aren't managers, aren't financial advisors. The financial advisor said of the loan industry middleman. This is the guy that's getting the players to sign these loans to the dealer, basically, that they are getting fees of $100,000 to $150,000 for getting the players to sign off on these loans. So say, for example, say I knew Peyton Manning and I worked for Wells Fargo. You know, maybe Peyton Manning don't want to go through Wells Fargo. Peyton Manning feel comfortable with signing with me. So Peyton Manning signs off on a loan with me. I get the money from Wells Fargo. If I do that, I can get from $100,000 to $150,000 for getting a player to sign off on the loan. That's bananas. I need to get in that business. For real. Listen to this. In order, and I'm gonna put the link to this post in the description at the bottom, so if y'all want to read the whole thing, y'all can go to that. But listen to this. In order to ensure payment of the loan, financial sources say lenders are also requiring that players purchase insurance policies which guarantee payment in the event the player gets hurt. In case in the event that the player gets hurt. Sources say that premiums on these policies reach as much as $200,000, which also provide additional kickbacks for the middleman. God damn! Yo, that shit is crazy. So not only are they getting, listen to this, not only are they getting an interest rate between 18 and 20-something%, not only if they default on the loan, that it can go to 36%. They have to get an insurance policy in case they get hurt. So they have to purchase an insurance policy. They never gave a price on how much that costs. You know what I'm saying? They never gave a price. So that could be an additional, you figure a $200,000 policy, probably a couple hundred a month, maybe a couple thousand a month. You know what I'm saying? That shit is just absurd to me. Like, I really got a problem with these players making $200,000 a year and they're not doing the right thing. So I also read in the post, I'm not going to read everything from the post. I also read in the post that a couple of players got, they can get, if they're not smart enough, they in their mid-20s, they can get took by financial guys and, invest in stuff that, flop. And, the post also say, you got to hope that they're smart enough not to just waste their money. And I started thinking, like, there's certain stuff in the world, if you have money like that are no-brainers. They're no-brainers. So people will be like, well, then everything has a risk. Certain things have a very low risk to invest in. For one, a McDonald's. They're not going anywhere, people. McDonald's isn't going anywhere. That's a fact. It's not going anywhere. Unless McDonald's come down with some plague or something, like they don't release, like, God forgive me, God forbid this, but they release AIDS on the world or something, and they, you know what I'm saying? Unless that happens, McDonald's isn't going anywhere. 2, a damn funeral parlor. People die every day. And if your price is cheaper than the next funeral parlor, you're going to do alright. You figure me? You know what I'm saying? Another thing, people have babies every day. You know what I'm saying? But these niggas want to start. These niggas want to start clothing lines. They think just because they got money, they can start a clothing line. Nigga, Versace and them dudes been doing this shit forever. They been designing clothes since they was kids. Just like you been playing football or just sports in general since you were a kid. That's how long they been making clothes. Like, you think just because you got money, you can become, you know what I'm saying, a damn, you can start a clothing line. No, that shit don't work like that. No, I'm sorry, it doesn't work like that. You think just because you got money, you can start a record label. No, don't nobody want to hear what the fuck you gotta say. Because everybody know your life is sweet. Well, it should be sweet now. You're making millions of dollars. So let's figure. You make it, let's say you make $285,000 a year as a rookie. If you want to leave for 5 years, that's $1 million. If you want to leave for 4 years, that's $1 million. If you want to leave for 5 years, that's over $1 million. Okay, you got to pay taxes or whatever. So let's just take away, let's just say you make $100 and something thousand a year because you got to pay taxes. That's still almost $500,000. Come on, people. Come on, players. Like, what are y'all doing, man? Y'all making it look bad. Y'all making it look bad. Shit getting bad out there. Shit getting bad out there. But I mean, y'all are in a position when y'all fortunate enough to at least take care of yourself better than the average person, man. And I think that shit is a travesty that you have to take out a loan this much. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I bought a house, and you know, when you're making a purchase or something like that, it's a lot of things you don't know. But you know, everything's a learning experience and everything. You know, it's always a learning experience. It's a bunch of stuff I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? But you know, as once you go through it one time, you know, the second time would be way easier. So by the time I purchased my second home, it would be way easier. It would be way easier going through the process because now I know what they expect. You know what I'm saying? These players should learn from other people's mistakes. Especially, look at guys like MC Hammer, who was making, you know, people laugh at MC Hammer, you know, but at one point, MC Hammer practically ran the game. He ran the game. MC Hammer had hits, believe it or not, and was rich as hell and was paying his entourage hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of dollars just to be with him, just to hang with him. You know, they should look at guys like that, guys like Holyfield. Like, you shouldn't have to have money, lose money. You shouldn't have to have money, lose money to be like, well, it was a learning experience. You shouldn't have to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're in a predicament like these guys are in. Like, these guys, alright? It's a lockout, okay. The little post also said, like, the NFL told them to save, like, 4 or 5 checks just so it could be good during the lockout. Why the fuck wouldn't you do that? You shouldn't even need nobody to tell you that shit. You should just do it because it's the fucking right thing to do. I have a friend that was in the NFL, and the NFL players get paid every 2 weeks, just like everybody else. That's crazy. Could you imagine how much them damn checks is? Checks are, excuse me. Grammatical error. But I don't want to say I feel sorry for the dudes because they getting took, but it's just they gotta be smarter. They have to be smarter. They have to be because if people want to take advantage of, if they can, they're gonna try and take advantage of you at any point in time that they can, that you let them. They will take advantage of you. I mean, I don't understand why first of all, they be like, oh, well, a guy is 20 and a guy is 20 and a guy, he's a kid, he's a young adult. Man, listen, that doesn't mean anything. That doesing mean anything because you can learn from other people's mistakes. Being smart and having common sense. Like, anybody come to you and be like, yo, I have a 36% interest loan. Would you like to sign off on it? Guarantee you get it. Wow, that don't even make any sense to me. 36%, that's almost 50%. That's common sense. Like, you have to be a complete idiot. That's common sense. So these guys don't even have common sense. I have a problem with that. I really have a problem with that. And ain't nobody trying to say to play football you gotta be a brain surgeon and all that shit. But I mean, certain shit that don't make sense, they should just sit back and just think about it for a minute. But these guys just see money. These guys just see money and they just sign off on it. It's like the rapper that's been grinding trying to get a record deal since forever. So you get a guy like Diddy that be like, yo, I give you $50,000 in a new car. And I'ma sign you for this 10 album deal. You're gonna get 3 cents, 4 cents on a dollar on the album when you release your album. A motherfucker that just wanna get on, they gonna sign that. But a nigga like me is gonna be like, what kind of, you know what I mean? Like, this shit don't make sense. What kind of car? Like, niggas you can give your ass a Civic. $50,000, 10 albums, that don't make sense to me. A brother like me is thinking about that. But see, a dude that's just trying to get on and just trying to make it, it don't matter to them.